Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today is the 18th of July, 2026, and the top crypto news is as follows. We will start today's episode with a follow-up from yesterday's episode, as there were comments saying that Volvo is somehow partnering with Cardano or with the Cardano network. What actually happened in yesterday's story, where we were talking about Volvo and its blockchain plans, is that all of this was announced in an interview given to the Cardano Foundation. So it is reasonable for someone to assume there will be some close collaboration. However, after searching this morning, which is also why the episode started a bit late, I did not find any official statement that Volvo is using the Cardano network or the Midnight network to build its own infrastructure, and there was no confirmation from either side. The only thing we know is that all this information came through an interview given to the Cardano Foundation, so there is certainly some communication happening. Speaking of Volvo's plan, as you already know, there is a token which, as they told us, will not be listed on Coinbase or on Uniswap. It will not be something you can invest in, but will exist only within Volvo's closed ecosystem. To make things easier, given the very complex web they have with their partners, affiliated companies, and the payments they need to make. So I understand it will be something to facilitate Volvo's business operations, and not something we will be able to invest in, at least for now. Speaking now of a current story about Cardano, it is moving toward what one might call complete decentralization. Input-output, the company that for years was essentially the one building Cardano, announced that it will hand over control of the core blockchain infrastructure to external specialized companies starting in August. The Haskell node, the Plutus smart contract platform, the Daedalus wallet, and the Hydra scaling technology will all pass into external hands. The company's taking over S7 Labs, a company with experience in infrastructure, and Terragon, a cryptographic research team already involved in the development of Mithril, which they will now take over completely. Additionally, at least 3 independent node implementations in Haskell, Rust, and Go will run in parallel under the supervision of community bodies, Intersect and Pragma. The transition will last until 2027. And this is the ultimate decentralization, because for years only one company was building Cardano and doing as it pleased. Now that all these technologies have been separated and distributed, they can be developed in parallel, which will make things faster and more decentralized, since no one will have exclusive control. A few thorns I can quickly identify are that we do not know how quickly these companies will be able to deliver good upgrades to the Cardano network, because we are talking about very complex technology. It is not something a company can understand overnight and then develop effectively. It will take a lot of time. I also wonder how much money all these private companies will be asking from the Cardano treasury, which the Cardano community will have to approve. Moving on from Cardano, we go to Ledger, which is also entering the world of artificial intelligence. Ledger announced it is bringing its security model to the world of artificial intelligence with the release of the Ledger Agent Stack, which is essentially an open source toolkit for developers, allowing artificial intelligence agents to interact with assets without ever controlling the private keys. This specific kit allows artificial intelligence agents to read wallet balances, analyze portfolios, prepare transactions, and suggest payments. However, every significant transfer of value must be approved by the hardware ledger owner through their wallet, if I understand correctly. So Ledger 2 is entering the world of artificial intelligence. For macOS users, there is a new problem. A macOS piece of malware can hijack Telegram sessions on the computer and compromise users' crypto wallets, as blockchain security company SlowMist has informed us. After collecting passwords and various pieces of information, the malware copies the authenticated Telegram session data, wallet database data, and data from various browser wallet extensions. Attackers can then attempt to decrypt the stolen wallet databases offline using passwords collected from the infected device, or replace legitimate applications such as Ledger Trezor, and other popular apps with fake ones, so the user enters their passwords and the attackers steal them that way. So Mac users should now also exercise great caution. Moving on, let us look at our beloved crypto market. Bitcoin is standing at between $63,000 and $64,000, while yesterday we dropped as low as $62,000, along with other markets that were falling, such as the Japanese Nikkei index, which is trading almost 3% lower at its lowest level in the past 1 month. The Australian ASX 200 fell by 0.5%, alongside a 0.8% drop in Nasdaq linked futures. The Wall Street technology-based index had fallen a total of 1.6% on Thursday, so all of this did not help prices, as you can understand. We should mention that the markets are not very happy because the situation in the Middle East continues to be tense. The Trump administration has informed Israel that it is sending dozens more refueling aircraft to the country in anticipation of a possible large-scale attack on Iran, according to information from Axios. Meanwhile, Iran on its side is claiming that its missiles struck American military installations and fuel depots at the air base in Bahrain. While all this is happening, one asset is the happiest of all, which is oil, sitting close to $82. To close on markets, I should tell you that the Nasdaq posted a sharp recovery from its lows, rising 2.25%, which I believe is what also helped our market, and specifically Bitcoin, to find itself at $63,000 to $64,000 and not remain near $62,000. As we finish with today's events, I also want us to look at tomorrow's potential events. New satellite images reveal that China is constructing a full-scale, a highly detailed replica of an American Navy destroyer in a remote desert. In approximately the same area, a replica of Taiwan's presidential palace has also been found. You all know the long-standing dispute between America and China regarding Taiwan, and over the years, many such replicas of American military ships and various critical Taiwan locations have been found. Experts say these replicas serve China as training targets for its military. Others say they are connected to new artificial intelligence systems capable of tracking specific American ships based essentially on their shape. And other analysts say this is a clear message from China to America. I will say it is all three at the same time, and this is perhaps a future conflict we cannot avoid. As you can understand, that wraps up the top news for crypto today. Is the 18th of July, 2026. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.